Welcome back to Tariff by the Bay. I'm David. Well, the orange man baby's having a tantrum. I know, everybody's shocked, right? Now, again, for both the Trump supporters watching this, I just want you to pay attention. Okay? You don't have to send mean comments. You don't have to thumb things. Oh, you can thumb it down if you want to. It's your right. But I want you to watch how Donald Trump, apparently he has a new toy. He thinks tariffs are the answer to everything. Now, again, for both Trump supporters watching this, I want to point out to you that it is the importing country, the tariffs. So if you buy 100,000 shirts from China at $10 a shirt, that's $1 million in t-shirts. The company importing them, T-Shirts USA, they're going to pay the 25% or whatever tariff it is now. So 25% on $1 million is $250,000. That tariff is not paid by China. It's not paid by the company that manufactured the t-shirts in China. It's paid by the importing U.S. company, who will then pass that $250,000 cost to their customers. So those $10 shirts are now going to cost $12.50. So if they sold those $10 shirts for $20, at a minimum, if they want to maintain the same profit level, they're going to sell them for $22.50. So normally the shirt you'd buy for $20, you're going to spend $22.50 for. So you end up paying the tariff in the end, because although that $250,000 was sent to the government, that cost got passed on to you, and the 10,000 people that bought one of those t-shirts, or the 100,000 people that bought those t-shirts, they're each going to pay an extra $250, and then that pays back the importer, because they're not going to eat that cost for you. Now, Trump just thinks that this is the biggest ace of wands stick that he has in his arsenal. He probably is like, why didn't I do this the first time around? He's threatening Denmark that if you don't sell Greenland, I'm going to hit you with tariffs. He's threatening Colombia now. This is breaking news. Trump tried to send two military jets filled with people he was deporting to Colombia. Now, Mexico turned the jets back. They weren't allowed to fly over their airspace. Colombia also basically rejected those two military cargo flights. They wouldn't let them land. And Trump, in his wisdom, has decided that, well, I'm going to force you to take them, because if you don't, I'm going to put 25% tariffs on you immediately. And if you don't start taking within a week, I'm going to double it to 50%. He's having a frickin' tantrum. The leader of Colombia basically said, I can't force migrants to stay in a country where they're not wanted, but that country should return them with dignity and respect towards them and our country. He said, these people should be sent on civilian flights and not treated like criminals. And his last line, Colombia will be respected. I have no doubt that Trump will double down and he will put those 25% tariffs. He basically said he was doing it over Truth Social, which probably means there's an executive order coming today or Monday about that. And he's going to try and strong-arm people. What's interesting is that, back in 2017 through 2020, the vibe from these countries is that they would capitulate to him. Do you notice how many of these countries are sassing back at him? Literally, the Canadians, who are generally considered some of the most polite people in the world, it's like they took all their nastiness and they dumped it into Canadian geese, allowing them to be much nicer in that balance of nice versus darkness. The Canadian geese are just pure evil. They're talking smack to Trump. And now, the leader of Colombia, it's Colombia, not exactly an existential threat to the United States, but they are a big trading partner. Tens of billions of dollars a year in trade. $39 billion in goods and services traded between both countries, and that was back in 2022. This is a big trading partner. Maybe not as big as Canada or Mexico, but they're not insignificant. And, Trump's going to kill trade with them. Trump is going to tariff this economy right into the frickin' ground. If you can cut costs, do so. If you can save up some money, if you can do without some services and stuff like that, start doing it now, because things are going to start getting expensive. And American people, generally speaking, get really grumpy when the economy goes bad. Don't believe me? Go back to George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton. As Bill Clinton told George H.W., it's the economy, stupid. If Trump crashes this economy in the ground, he'll try to blame the Democrats somehow, but everybody's going to know it's his tariffs that did it. And enough people get angry about it, enough people get hurt. I'm looking at you, my two MAGA friends, because you're going to suffer more than anybody else. This is going to be the ouster of Trump. So save your money to protect yourself. You don't have to go in full lockdown, but do what you can. Because it's just until Trump no longer realizes that tariffs aren't the cudgel that he thinks they are, things are going to get really dire in the U.S. But let's take a look and see what the cards have to say. Let's look at the energy of Trump and his tariff cudgel as provoked by Colombia in this case. Okay? Entertainment purpose only. Let's go with it. Judgment time. It's Trump is going to be heard on this one because he's the Lord God, King, Emperor of the United States, and you will heed to his call. This is not the he is looking at this thing like this tariff thing. It's the warning shot to everybody around the world. He plans. He's already used it. The threat of it 2 or 3 times. This is going to be and even with Russia. Even with Russia, he's trying to get Putin to stop the war, or else he's going to hit Putin with tariffs. There's already sanctions on him. Now, the sanctions Biden put in, they didn't ramp them up to 10. I had to explain this to my brother the other day. They ramped it up to 5. And basically, it's like if Putin still didn't comply, they could ramp it up to 6, to 7, to 8, to 9. They could turn up the dial and add pressure onto it. Trump is... he doesn't have a dial. He has an on-off switch. It's nothing or full crush. The fact that he said we're going to start at 25% and go to 50% probably means like Stephen Miller talked to him or something and told him it's like, leave a little bit in the tank. But Trump, I'm surprised he didn't go 50% straight out the chute. In the past, the Lover's card, Trump enjoyed world leaders capitulating to him. He called the shots, they listened, they capitulated. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Current situation is the Queen of Swords. He's going to find out. He's effing around. He's going to find out because people are pushing back. Other countries are pushing back on the United States. He's having a man-baby moment. But this is also him saying, oh, you're not going to do what I tell you to? All right, then. Tariffs, here they come. You asked for this. But this is a double-edged sword. Yeah, you'll hurt Colombia's economy, but you're going to hurt your own too. He's going to cut off his nose to spite his face. Lesson to be learned. The King of Cups, the immature man, is regressing to the immature man baby. He's stuck in the 80s. The man is stuck in the 80s, and he's got all the mentality of like a temper tantrum 6-year-old. He has no control over his emotions. None. Good Lord. You know what he's going to do? He's uniting the rest of the world. There's going to be solidarity. Now, he may win this round with Colombia, but what he's doing is he's building solidarity around the world against him because he's now coming across as a tyrant. Not a world partner that the U.S. is known for, a tyrant who's an immature man baby. And remember, tariffs cut both ways. So let's do a little 4-carder here. Will Colombia negotiate a deal with Trump? It's funny because the Colombian president, the leader of Colombia, I don't know if you call him president, but the leader of Colombia, let's see if they, he is president, Gustavo Petro. He just said, you know what? Put them on civilian flights, stop treating them like criminals, and treat them and Colombia with respect. Those are his criteria. This is not rocket science. I guess there's got to be two forecasts. Will Trump? Will Colombia negotiate with Trump and come to a deal? And will Trump capitulate to Colombia's demand? No, basically, you'll get what you want. It's just how you present it. Now, the funny thing is, just like with the Gavin Newsom reading I did last night that went up today, Trump talks real tough. He is an internet troll, a keyboard warrior, as they call him. You're behind the screen on your keyboard, being Mr. Tough Guy. You put him in front of somebody, and he just rolls over because he's a cowardly little spineless jellyfish. Will Colombia capitulate to Trump? Now, that doesn't mean that they'll capitulate to Trump's terms. Will they start taking in immigrants? 10 of coins. Page of swords. 4 coins. Wheel of fortune. 10 of swords. Here's the tariffs and putting an end to tariffs. Money flowing in, putting an end to something, tightening things down. You got negotiations here and ongoing negotiations. I think the 25% tariffs will go into place. I think Colombia will start talking with Trump to end those. Trump may pause the tariffs from going into effect while the negotiations are going on. So I think Trump, he made the splash by announcing he's putting those tariffs immediately into place. He may suspend them for a little bit while negotiations go on. That's kind of what I'm seeing with it. Now, that would be kind of a temperance card, and I know what you're thinking, that Trump isn't exactly known for his for temperance, for doing things in a measured way. That's not his style. So it could be that those 25% tariffs go into place for a short while, or it could be that he suspends them while negotiations are going on, and that would kind of give him an out, because he can then think that, or he can spin it that because he threatened those 25% tariffs, that forced Colombia to come to the negotiating table to take those undocumented workers back into Colombia. You could see how he could spin it to maintain his tough guy image. I threatened them, and then they came cowering with their tail between their legs to negotiate. And I can be merciful and not impose those tariffs, and we'll work things out diplomatically. That's how he would spin it. Will Trump drop the tariffs for a short period while they negotiate? That's worth a 4-carder, don't you think? Because I could be completely wrong. Will he drop it? 7 of Cups. Oh God, he doesn't understand this card of integrity. 7 of Cups is taking the good with the bad. He only sees what he wants to see with those tariffs. He taking action, talking about the action he's taking, then doing it. Truth is going to be revealed. 4 of Cups. Will he want to? He doesn't want to. He's probably being advised, don't do this. He's likely being advised, don't do this. This is premature. Talk it out. You're telling folks what you're going to do with these tariffs. These may not be in your best interest. You're basically forcing Colombia to take something that doesn't belong to them, and they're going to resist. But Trump he wants to take action. He wants to show everybody that when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it, even if it's short-sighted. If he's talked out of it, he doesn't want to be talked out of it. He won't wait long. These could be days or weeks. He might wait 3 days to put the tariffs in. He might wait 3 weeks to put the tariffs in. Or this could be that the negotiations take a while, and it could take 3 days or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. So, I'm sorry. I realize I'm waffling here. I'm asking the question, will he do it? And I'm getting... One way to look at it is he hasn't decided. He's gone out there and he said he's going to do it. And these days when Trump says he's going to do something, I think he intends on backing it up with action. No. Simple yes or no card. Will he enact the tariffs against Colombia basically as soon as possible because... Oh, not even a because. Is he just going to do it? Yes or no? And we'll take one card, and we'll see what that card says. This one. 9 of coins. I'm going to say that's a yes. I'm going to say that's a yes. He will do it. But there will be negotiations going forward with it. Will Colombia get their wish? Ultimately, I think that's what that 4 of cups is on there. I think Colombia is going to get most of everything they're asking for. Will Colombia get their wish? And basically, I think the biggest thing that they want is that they want the undocumented workers returned via civilian flights. Which I guess you could just charter a plane, right? You don't have to use a military cargo jet. You could just charter a plane. It's more expensive. But hey, it's a campaign promise. Will Colombia get what they want with the undocumented workers being returned to Colombia, not on military cargo jets? The world card. 2 of coins. The tower. 2 of swords. A lot of two. Look at all the 2s. Yeah, they're gonna get what they want. There's gonna be an agreement that's brought to. It's gonna end. The military flights will end quickly. There's negotiations and decisions that need to be made. They may take this. It's a card of decreasing of value. They might get paid. I don't know if they're getting paid anything on the side. It could very well be that Colombia is also getting some financial benefit by doing this. I mean, forcing them to take folks without, all stick and no carrot, that's not going to work here. But I suspect that this will come to an end quickly. Colombia's basically going to get what they want. Colombia will get what they want. There's probably things, side deals that we don't know about that aren't discussed in this article. Whether, a certain amount of money per person that they take in or something along those lines. There may be a decrease in that. It's almost like if there's a side hustle going on, like, we'll pay you $10,000 per undocumented worker you come in, and they put 100 in there, so it's going to be 100 times $10,000, $1 million. They'll deduct the cost of the flight. Of the chartered flight. They'll deduct the cost of the chartered flight. So they will pay for it in Trump's mind. And they'll take less money per person. It's going to be something like that. That's speculation on my part. But that's how they will get around this. Trump's got to get something. He never honors a deal. He never, ever, ever honors a deal. The minute he does the deal and it starts going on there, he wants to change the parameters at the last minute to try and just, niggle out floor mats. I won't do the deal on this $100,000 car unless you throw in floor mats. It's the most petty, childish, petulant, immature behavior, but that's who he is. That is who he is. He's always been that way. He will always be that way in this lifetime, and we're stuck with it. Joy. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.